Diary day 21. Thinking about the old ancestors and how their actions might have influenced where we are in our lives today. And most particularly great Granny Kirk. There might be one great too many in that actually. But anyway, she wrote her memoir, so we kind of know a lot about her life. And she was Granny Webber. You might remember the Webbers, and Kirk proposed to her in Grahamstown, probably in the 1830s sometime. There wasn't a lot of choice, so, she said yes. Kirk got so excited, he went back to town and he got motherless. And he obviously did something. He broke one of the great Anglo-Saxon tenets. He as the Afrikaners would say, he made his name Khat. He did something. He embarrassed himself in public in some kind of way. It wasn't recorded by Granny Kirk because we never talk of these things. But it was so bad that he never appeared again in her presence for a year. He just stayed away. And then when he did appear, of course, what we do, us Anglo-Saxons, is we just pretend nothing had happened. So they just picked up where they left off, and then they got married, and that was it. And they didn't ride off into the sunset quite, but they got a concession to trade in what was then Basotho land. This was an amazing thing. Moshoeshoe himself gave them permission to open a trading store to live and trade in Basotho land. Fantastic. Wow, this is it. Things are going swimmingly. One day, the second white family turn up, the Frazers. Granny Kirk was very disdainful of the Frazers. She said they had no gumption, was the word she had. They'll never make it, these people. Anyway, then old Kirk managed to have a falling out with Moshoeshoe. He ended up calling him a cheeky native, actually. Now, just to give you context, Moshoeshoe at this point in time, he had seen off the Zulus, he'd seen off the Boers, he'd seen off the British. This man had remarkably, this is why Lesotho exists as an independent country. He'd through force and diplomacy, he had seen off everyone. A fairly remarkable historical character. But old Kirk called him a cheeky native, and that was it. They were tossed out, and the Frazers, of course, went on to be Frazers blankets and make an enormous amount of money. So there's that. And then, ironically, my father, who was in textiles, worked at Frazers his whole life. And then a few years ago, the head of the BBC, he was Nick Fraser, same family, I ended up working for him. So that's the sad story of my ancestors.